completely down now. Why?
Yeah. No,
You didn't make it in
I'm
time.
restarting it. It's fine. I guess you're gonna have to cut it now.
It's for the
Yeah.
VODs.
Yeah.
It's annoying for VODs.
Mother clucker.
Yep. I think we're back now.
Okay, we're back. Okay. Well, hopefully you don't miss too much.
Thank you, Shin-sama, for telling us. Also, I didn't know.
Yes, appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I have one more thing to tell you. But why don't we get going?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we saw a patrol yesterday too. Was it just yesterday? The Ron Seal, the Owl Master.
Right. Well, I'm assuming then Xavier will already know about the army. So, have something ready to say that he will believe. He's a perceptive man, I've heard, so careful with lies as well.
Yeah. With what?
Lies. Careful.
Lies, right, yeah.
He's
right.
Perceptive.
Right. I look at Constance.
Then he should believe everything. He should know that we're telling the truth, right?
All right.
Let's bring the body of the devil.
That's a good idea.
That's true. Neothak, please. He's like, okay, fine. Ew. Oh, ew. Oh. Puts it over his shoulder.
How did you?
Fortunately for him. Good.
How did you know that? How did she?
Well, one of her abilities is dealing with things that are invisible, but not really invisible. Your description clued me off. She, fights, let's just say, people of the past. That's what she used to do. So
there's a way to be invisible without being invisible.
I'm not really too privy to the details of it. I think it's called the ethereal plane or something. Something like it's layered on top of ours. Kind of like if somebody were to draw a map of this area, it's like layered on top. And she has the ability to go there. And so do some creatures.
I think
So
I
it
can
seems-
go there sometimes.
It's useful. Seems that these creatures were following you in that way. So no matter how perceptive you might have been, you could not have seen them.
Hmm.
You need to keep this in mind. And if you have that power, you need to use it and look around.
I've never done it before.
Well, in the future, you should definitely do it. As you could be being followed and not know. There would be no way.
Huh.
Well, and I'm assuming you guys all get up. Let's be off. I'll explain to you our plan. And we'll let you do your thing.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys all get up. You start walking. Unfortunately for Neothak, he's being drenched in blood as this creature with the tail stabbed it more times than was necessary. It seems that whoever this person is let her emotions get to her as she grabbed a hold of this creature. Yeah.
I like her more already.
So, Xavier, we are very powerful. We have OST 7 as he gestures to the group following, 3, and also 5. But even still, I would not want to risk fighting Xavier, even if he doesn't have backup. His beholder and him. let's just say our most intelligent plan is one of escape. And we have one. We had to be tricky with it, as I don't know if you know, but beholders have an ability to cancel magic. So, we have enlisted an ally, and an unlikely one. We're going to meet her. A spell that can use a tree as a portal. You guys will know this spell.
Why would we know it?
Shut up. You humans would know it.
I have no idea what spell you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely not used in your campaign, and also
Not at all.
No.
Mm-hmm.
The spell was previously unknown to us, but we recently met someone. Unfortunately, she is feral. She speaks no tongues, as far as we are aware. And she is shaken to her core. She was caught by the Rhaenyssia Empire and has received wounds as such. So, we will move slowly around her and treat her with kindness, please.
She aware of me.
You? No. You'll
I'll
keep yourself covered.
Stand far away.
We have spoken to her via magical means previously, as that was the only way to communicate with her.
If there is a plan where we run away, is she going to let me through?
Well, we'll have to hope.
Well, maybe she'll get the point when she sees me with all of you. I hope.
Me as well. We won't leave you to die. This contingency plan is for you. We will fight our way out. Find our own escape. So, the negotiating point. Old druidic structure, as you've been told. There is a table in the center. And beside that table is a large tree. If things get bad, we will distract the beholder for a moment, attacking it from behind. If that happens, you will know to enter the tree. You will be saved that way. Do not try to fight. You will die.
Right. How much information do you all have about who we're meeting and who he's with?
Well, we have sent scouts up ahead, and as far as we know, it's him, his beholder, and one other. This one other is unknown to us. He is clad in armor, but otherwise no distinctive features.
That's so badass.
He doesn't need an entourage.
Literally by himself and his one friend. That's so dumb. Fuck you.
Well, we are close. Remember, please be nice. No sudden movements. We don't want to scare her away. She's very skittish. She's bitten before. Please don't attack her if she bites you.
Right. Is she's stable?
Medically, she is stable. I wouldn't go as far as saying mentally she is stable. So.
Well, it's the best we got, huh?
She is, seems interested in our protection. She's petrified of Rhaenyssia. So it's in her interest to help us. Alright. Okay. And you guys continue to travel. And if you have anything else to say to him, it'll only take about 20 minutes. Yeah. As you walk up, you don't see anyone. He seems to stop You see little woodland creatures. You see something burrowing under the ground. You see birds in the trees. Bugs kind of moving around. Notably, most of the bugs from your staff are nowhere to be seen. It seemed that they accumulated when you stopped moving for camp. They don't seem to be following you in hordes.
They didn't come while we were stopped having a conversation? Like when we were stopped in that
You saw
area?
a little bit appear, but last time you had to wait quite a while for the numbers to increase. It seems that even if they wanted to follow you, you're probably too fast for little bugs. Well, there she is. As you guys look around, there's no one here.
I don't see her.
She's being a little bit shy at the moment, I guess. He taps his foot on the ground lightly, and that little piece of earth you saw move earlier, underneath that, pops ahead.
Yeah.
It seems to be what some of you will know as a giant badger. She's being extra shy right now, I guess.
That's okay.
Right. Well, I can't speak to you because you don't understand my language, but these are the people with the tree that you're gonna... Right? And he points towards a tree, and the badger simply comes out. You can see the paws of the badger kind of shaking.
Oh.
But it does seem to stand in front of you.
I don't think you don't know her name.
Pretty hard to get the name.
Right.
I call her Badger. So.
She's always a badger.
Not always. Sometimes. I'm trying to get it out of badger form, but she won't. So I've stopped trying.
Then how is she gonna...
Well, actually, the badger form is useful. So the plan is for her to burrow. She'll stay under the large tree, as has been told to her, via magical means. If she receives a signal, which is attacking the beholder, then she will change, touch the tree. When that happens, the spell's active, and you can enter. You'll have to enter quickly, as she is going to shut it quickly. Everybody can enter, so we would rather unsavory characters not end up where they shouldn't.
Do you know where we're gonna
Does
end
everyone... Sorry. Does everyone include the axe beak in terms of size? Or...
Oh, you said that to him?
Bible one, including our axe beak, right? Like size-wise?
The tree is massive. It seems that the druidic structure was built around it, and it will more than fit any creature, including the axe beak.
So I have a bit of a problem. We got a shit stone, and it's got all my shit on it.
Right.
Are you... We want this desperately, right?
We want what desperately?
His help.
Well, we need it. We have what seems like two major issues. One is him being the most powerful caster known in the land. We are unable to defeat him. And likely, Xavier wouldn't be able to defeat him if not for his beholder. So, we absolutely need him. The other problem is the pit fiend, as Eric has informed us. We don't have a solution for that.
Right.
But one of the necessary pieces of this puzzle is Xavier Harlen. The other one, hopefully, someone will figure out soon.
Do we know how unique your friend's ability is to see the devil?
How unique they are.
Yeah.
I've only known two people to do it before.
Is it casting?
It is.
Okay. How? I look him in the eye finally. I'm just like, how willing are you and your people? How willing are you all to be brought up as a negotiation piece?
What did you just say, Griswold?
I tell them, as I point towards the direction we're going. For one, this is nearly a third, if not more than, occult's elite forces. If you don't have to tell me whether that's correct, but I'm gonna say it because I assume it. If they know that, they're more likely to, well, either think this is some kind of assassination, or they'll they'll be convinced that we're fucking desperate. Right? 1. 2, I let them know that you know of at least 2 people that can hunt these devils down that are corrupting our people. It might greasing the wheels, so to speak, that he can use us.
Right. Well, funny enough, we've actually already ahead of you on that. I don't know if I was supposed to tell you this, but I will now. I've heard whispers that it is not you, as he looks at you guys, I was T11, that is planned on being deployed to hunt down Winfrey. Apparently, you guys are lucky, and you have done some incredible things, but your prowess is not yet that to fight a mage as powerful as him, even if he is disabled. So it was already planned. We were to use OST groups that are not you to hunt Winfrey. You were simply our negotiators at this point.
Do we know if we're also going to cooperate in taking down Keelan?
If we find a good opportunity to take down Keelan, we will. Right now, our plane is being threatened much more than what Keelan has to offer. So, if our resources can be spread in such a way that will not lessen our effects on the mission regarding Winfrey, then we will do it.
What if he wants to?
Do your best to negotiate. If it's a prerequisite for him to make a deal.
I'm just saying, we have. Go ahead.
We can deploy many of our OST groups, not all of them. We influence the world in ways mostly killing. And we will need some of them continuing that influence, but I believe it'll take 3 or 4 groups, along with Holland, to take out Winfrey. We have a couple extra. We'll need a plan for that. Brute force will not kill Keelan, not with his army.
Alright. It's just that if we do have some way to kind of look at everybody else in my group, if we have a way to also deal with Keelan, we're helping the Empire. Two birds, one stone. 2 casters, 1 alliance.
Yeah, just it's probably not good to let him know that if we send that girlie over there, that is dealt with, because otherwise his solution will be pretty clear.
You had to say it out loud, didn't you?
Hopefully there's no more scouts.
Alright. It's a good thing we killed that one. I just look at Nyathag. For all we know, she would have whispered in his ear.
Right, well, we're getting close. He looks towards Horkin. I've been told to bring him back. Unless you guys have need for him. Does he understand me? Or...
No,
He's
Elvish.
just learning English.
Alright. I don't know that. Somebody tell him, please.
Elvish. Are you gonna bring him outside the jungle?
We're bringing him to a cult, so he'll be...
With you, not us.
I'll be with you. Somebody else will. I am bound to guard you for this negotiation.
So with the tree plan, he's with us?
Nope. No, he's leaving now.
Ah. I tell him then.
Okay.
Alright, Horkin. You did it. We made it. For you, the job's done. I was told just now that this man will take you to home base.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be there soon.
Okay. Don't die.
Yeah. You too. I look at... I look at Ryan, and I say, "Yeah, he's a thief, I think," in plain common.
We as any member to a cult, he will be vetted by Nelabri.
And he explodes when he dies.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I think he must have some value. Nelabri is be really good to see because that woman, I pointed the dead one, wanted me to trade him. So he may have some value.
That's odd. I don't pretend to have a window into the mind of these creatures. But you're right, that does raise flags.
They were offering some deals.
Right. Well, the stout lady, the one that is followed by the rock golem-like creature, goes towards Horkin and puts a hand on his shoulder. Oh. Okay. Bye, guys.
They're
And
trustworthy.
as you look at him, his bottom lip quivers a little bit.
I'll go give him a hug.
Thank you. I love you guys. He looks up from the hug. You guys are nice to me.
I get close and I just have hand on the shoulder. I don't actually hug him. I just...
No, fuck, come here. Come on.
Okay,
come on. Fuck
okay,
you.
okay.
Oh, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Get Zeke.
You should follow this whole-
And he is
He's
calling your
telling
name.
us he loves us.
I go to shake his hand.
He goes and he tries to pull you in. Zeke, come. Zeke.
All right, and you give him a hug.
Okay. You guys all huddle in and give this man a hug. Constance, you have tears streaming down your shoulder. He releases the hug. Good luck.
See you soon.
Bye. And both him and the stout woman walk away.
Fuck,
That's
she's
all
not
Skull.
coming with us?
No. She's not. We got a lot of backup. There's 2 more full OST groups, so let's
Right.
carry onward, shall we?
Is-
As well as
Do we
You,
know?
Missy.
Do we know? Sorry, I'm nervous. Do you know what god he worships?
I do not. Let me think. Well,
Doesn't need any ammunition at all. You understand?
okay, let me make some history checks for the group.
I'm milking it, man.
You are. Unfortunately, we do not. We know that his group is bound to him. I think surrounding his faith, although they operate covertly. That's rumors, for the most part. He's generally fairly mild-mannered, I've heard, unless angered. So you will have an amenable human to talk to for the start of the conversation. Use that to your advantage.
That's good. Last thing. I look off in the distance, and I look back at him and listen. How the fuck did we get this?
This mission?
Yeah, how did we get one of the most powerful people on this continent to meet with his most hated enemy?
Well, that's for Eric Woodley to know. You can ask him, I guess. You can ask Xavier. Eric Woodley apparently approached him in some way, and we are getting all of the information from him, so...
Alright.
You guys continue to travel. After about 10 minutes traveling with this group of OST-7 and yourselves, you hear something loud, blistering, coming at you like a bullet. He flies in.
Nibbler Funk.
Hey guys.
Oh, we missed you.
Man. Oh man.
You've made it!
So sorry,
I
buddy.
missed you guys. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's happened before. I was gonna miss
Must
this.
have been a long trip.
Yeah, they took me out. They made me a cloud, man. They made me a cloud. I told them I was like, I'm not missing this. And then George was like, he's like, gotta fly back. I was like, no, dude. I said no. And then I yelled at him enough, and eventually he got his druid dude, and this druid dude made me do a cloud. I was just like, boom! I was going so fast. It was awesome. Yeah.
Good for you, standing up for yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, look at this. He like shows you his new black cloak. It's got a really good pocket in it. Not that your pocket was bad. I really liked your pocket.
No, we got a kit we were about to sell you.
We got a sewing kit.
Okay, watch this. But look, mine has it's a flap, and there's a button on the flap. Okay.
Wow.
So I can put stuff in there.
Do we still have your seed?
Yeah, do you guys got my beans?
Gloria?
I do right here.
Yes. Tell me if you need yours,
So I
Constance.
can just get
Thanks.
rid of this, by the way. I hold up his old cloak. Don't need this, right?
I don't know. It's kind of sentimental.
I can hold on to it then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Where's
Just in case
Little Red?
anything bad happens to your new cloak.
Where did Little Red go?
Well, I think she's here somewhere, but
Where's my goddamn cat saddle? Come on.
Yeah, it's on. I think it was on her. She's kept a
Okay.
distance for safety. I
Little
think.
Red. Little
Yeah,
Red.
keep it down. Good. Keep
Oh.
it down, big man.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if she's been a little shy
Yeah.
lately.
Okay.
The Lord is like right the fuck there.
Oh shit.
But we're glad to see you, man.
Okay, I'll shut up. Okay.
No, it's fucking great. Get in here.
Okay.
It's hug day.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
It's a whole
He,
new
like,
Griswold.
wraps himself around your leg. He's like,
I just-
Guys. I thought I fucking hated you, but then I was like away from you guys, and I was like, oh man, like,
All of us?
well, sometimes I was like, fuck you guys, but what I realized when I was away was like, you guys are kind of cool sometimes, and we had some good times. So Yeah. Okay, I'm coming with you on negotiations.
Yeah,
Okay.
watch our back.
Yeah, I will.
The plan. If something goes wrong.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through a tree.
Okay.
So if we go through a tree, just follow really fast.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you go through a tree?
Apparently, there's going to be a big portal.
Someone's got a spell.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
go through a tree portal.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you
I'll follow you, one of you guys.
And the signal is if they attack. If they attack. If
the
we
beholder.
attack.
Okay.
The behold. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully this goes well.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to run away. Because that really means that the world is doomed.
Okay.
So.
Oh God, I have a here. He holds out. It's a map. You guys wanted a map?
I'm just gonna take the map.
Yeah.
It's good we can have two.
Yeah, exactly.
Map.
It's like we are going to share notes.
We should cross-reference
Yes.
both maps to see.
You
what we
know-
need.
Yeah, you now know exactly where the meeting point is, because
Not
that's
that
what
it
you guys
matters
wanted.
much.
Not that it matters, but there it is.
Oh, we called it. We got
Okay,
it, Kyle. We did. We nailed it.
Okay.
Oh God.
Cool. You have an axe beak now that was being ridden by Horkin. Unless you'd like the axe beak to go with him, you could do that too.
If it's got your stuff, Gloria, maybe you should.
I think it's
Right.
probably ours.
I mean, that's
yeah.
yeah, I guess.
Or at least
Honestly,
hold like
the
lead it.
stuff it has. My bad. I don't know what's over me. The stuff that the Oxpeak has is mostly just our food, so we should probably keep it.
Or go back with Horkin.
No, we
I
should
think
keep it. It
keep
has our
Or we should keep
food.
it. Oh.
Plus, it would be if someone wants to fall away, they could quickly go into the tree on the axe beak. Maybe take two of us even, potentially.
As long as it listens.
Zeke.
Okay. I'm so ready to face down this dude. I'm probably not gonna do anything, but I'm probably
That'd be smart.
I'm probably gonna look at him, and I'm gonna be like, and I'm gonna look really mad at him. I think.
Yeah.
Moral support.
Yeah, intimidate the man.
Just,
Yeah.
Zeke.
But-
Yeah.
You remember, you're not officially a part of this, so make sure
no.
that you get out of here if things go south.
No, Zeke can't leave. Generate
Like,
can't leave. Zeke.
Zeke.
Y'all
can't
like
leave.
first off.
like
Really
just
different people.
get the hell out, never come back. Don't go through the trees. That's what you're talking about.
I mean, go
No.
through the tree first if you can, obviously, but I think you know what I'm saying.
I'll do my
I don't
best.
know. Z.
What's up?
I don't want anybody to leave, okay?
I will do my best.
No. Don't say those words. I have abandonment issues already. And I know what happens after that. So, I need you to tell me right now that you're gonna stay.
I will stay.
Thank you. Okay. I was so okay. Promise me?
I promise.
Okay.
That was like 90% the character and 10% Cole. It's just like I need all my characters, damn it. It's just stay.
Okay. Okay, so you continue to travel.
Holy
you were
shit.
down one. You were down one Horkin. Yes. And not before long. Through the trees, you spot something. Seems like what looks like dilapidated walls being kind of taken by the forest. We're gonna take a break there though, and we're gonna come back at we're gonna come back at 7:55. We still got a lot of crap to go, so yeah.
Okay.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, Pickles, I actually gotta change your music. This one is going.
Loop it.
Yes, we'll loop it. Okay, what? Okay.
The dog.
She's so unimpressed. She's just like, where's the food? Hate to break
So-
it to you, there's no more food.
You guys are traveling with the majority of OST7. 2 members have left with Horkin. And one and her golem.
Oh,
The golem pulls her wherever she goes.
yeah.
And eventually through the trees, you start to see something. Seems to be walls being overtaken by the jungle. You keep approaching. You get a better look at it. You see what you've been awaiting, which is the ancient druidic structure. It seems to be nestled within a grove of towering trees. Their thick trunks and sprawling branches casting dappled shadows across the forest floor. You approach the structure. You find yourself standing in a clearing that has been partially reclaimed by nature over the centuries. The clearing is roughly circular, about 50 meters in diameter, and surrounded by the ruins of a low stone wall that's been overgrown with moss and vines. In the center of the clearing, there's a massive ancient tree that stands at least 30 meters tall. The tree's gnarled roots have burst through the ground in places, creating a network of tangled roots that seem to wreathe like serpents in the dim light filtering through the canopy above. The tree's trunk is thick and sturdy, its bark rough and gnarled with age. At the base of the tree, there is a large circular table that has been fashioned from a single stone slab. The table is at least 15 meters in diameter and surrounded by several old wooden chairs that look like they've seen better days. The stone on the table is worn smooth by years of exposure to the elements, and the surface is marred with a few etches, scratches, and chips. Sitting at the table is what you'd assume to be Xavier Harlen, and behind him, a large ebony beholder. You look at Xavier. He is a tall and imposing figure. You can tell this even though he is sitting at the table. Maybe around 6'3". As an elf, you can tell quickly. He has a lean and athletic build with long and slender limbs. His skin is a dark, rich brown with sharp, angular features and piercing green eyes that seem to bore into your soul as he looks at you enter the grove. And as you do that, OST7 waits at the circumference of this circular area, and he nods towards you as he beckons you to continue. Xavier has hair as black as night, and it falls loose in waves around his shoulders, framing his face and giving him a somewhat wild and untamed appearance. He wears it loose, with no adornment or ornamentation. Xavier's clothing is simple but elegant, befitting a lord of his stature. He wears a long and flowing cloak of fine black wool, fastened at the neck with a silver clasp in the shape of a raven's head. Underneath the cloak, he wears a fitting tunic of deep red. His boots are made of black leather, and he wears a silver chain around his neck with a small black stone at its center. The beholder, floating directly behind Harlen, has a round, bulbous body covered in slick black scales. The beholder has 10 eye stalks that protrude from its body, each one ending in a different type of eye or optical organ. Its center eye is large and red. The red orb glows with an eerie light. The beholder's eye stalks are constantly moving, scanning its surroundings for potential threats or prey. Its body is supported by 4 thick, muscular tentacles. The ends have powerful claws. It seems to use these tentacles to traverse terrain. You continue to walk in. The area is dotted with other remnants of the ancient structure, including crumbling stone archways that are almost completely covered in ivy, and a few pieces of carved stonework that have been partially buried by the encroaching undergrowth. The air is thick with a scent of earth and growing things, and the occasional bird or small animal can be heard rustling in the underbrush. As you take in the scene, it is clear that the place has seen better days, but its ancient and timeless quality lends to an eerie beauty that is hard to ignore. Xavier is looking at you. He looks towards the chairs and nods his head.
How many chairs?
Enough for all of you, and a couple more.
Okay. I whisper to Rain.
Before he leaves you, yeah, sure.
How many groups does he know about?
How many what, sorry?
How many groups does he know about? I whisper. Like, I just kind of like turn my head to side. Like,
oh, well, we told him we would bring 3. And he said, that's fine. Not trying to lie to the men. We would love this to go over without conflict. So.
Alright. Just us by ourselves.
Just you. We'll be close by.
Alright.
And ready. Good luck, all of you. He puts his hand on your shoulder. You can do this.
Okay.
He backs away.
I undo my cloak enough so that like he can see my armor, or like that it's like over, you know, like it's off to one side or whatever I can do.
Okay.
To designate that like I'm the guy who's not a caster.
Okay.
And then I guess I look at the others. Let's do this.
Okay.
Can we get a description of him really fast though again? Just of him.
Yep. He has like a nice rich brown skin, raven black hair. He is very tall, very slender. Yes. He has green eyes. He's wearing a robe. You might assume that there is armor under the robe. It's kind of hard to tell.
A black robe.
Mm-hmm.
Silver clasp.
Mm-hmm. Silver clasp. And on that silver clasp is the shape of a raven's head.
And then the person next to him and the beholder. Can we get that one more time, please?
Mm-hmm. So the beholder is ebony black, adorned with scales. Of course, 10 eye stalks. In the center is one singular red glowing eye. Those of you that know beholders would know that he has a giant gaping mouth taking up a large piece of real estate on his body. He also seems to have these clawed arms that protrude from the bottom of him. He obviously floats. These arms are not big enough to support the weight. This is a very large creature. Probably a little bit larger than your axe beak. So, yeah, they're not meant to support him. Yes. The man standing beside him, he is bald. He has plate armor on, it seems. And just like Xavier Harlen, has a silver thing around his neck, raven's head attached. This man looks directly down, and he is holding a two-handed sword in his hand, a little bit behind Xavier. He's not sat at the table. He is standing behind.
We approach.
Okay. And you all go take a seat at the table. How would you guys like to... Now, it's a circular table. You can sit right directly across. There's chairs all the way around the circumference. You can choose where to sit.
does he like once we get like close enough? Does he just kind of like motion to the seats?
He doesn't motion to any chair. He motioned to the opposite end of the table initially. He gives no further guidance. He's just
Okay.
simply watching
Sit
you.
beside him.
I
flank him.
Good. Good try.
I stand there like as soon as we get close enough. I guess we're in a line or in a, however we are. I was like, is there a salute like that Rhinezeel soldiers have?
You would know that there is no specific gestures you are supposed to give to a Rhinezeel lord, just to be polite and not say anything dumb.
Just okay. Is there a general one though, like to each other, like to my commanding officer or whatever?
Just a hand on the chest. Right hand to the left breast.
And then I look at him and do we meet eyes?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just do the right hand to the left chest, just like. We are humbled to be in your presence, Lord Xavier.
Thank you. Let's drop the formalities, shall we? Sit, all of you, please.
Yes, sir. And then I'm just gonna, like, I'm gonna take the one across from him, I guess.
Okay.
Well, Rave, been told of your group. Members are missing. Where are they?
I'm trying to think of which ones. And just... I don't know which ones you were informed of, Lord, but... one... disappeared. He used some magic involved and he was taken from us. The others, as far as I know, were either dead or left before I was joined.
Very
with the
well.
group. May I speak, sir?
One moment.
He looks towards his beholder. The beholder has at least 2 eye stalks on each of you, and the rest of the eye stalks are kind of scanning nonstop. The beholder itself continues to look at you with its one massive red glowing eye. Notably, this eye does not have details to it, like an iris and a pupil. It is just simply an orb that glows red. And as it looks at you, its grin gets wider, and it lightly laughs. You can barely hear it.
Go ahead. Quickly.
Before we enter into...
1 second.
He looks towards his beholder, and suddenly the eye glows more red for a moment. It pulses. And as it pulses, you all feel something come over you. Not a substantial effect, something subtle, just barely perceivable. The most notable thing is sitting behind your chair, Griswold, is Zibbler Funk.
Oh, shit. Oh, forgot about that.
Right, this is our familiar assigned to our group. I did not know you were going to sit so closely.
I didn't think that he turned off my invisibility.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Just sit there.
Oh, I'm gonna shut. Okay.
He hops down and is now behind your chair.
Is there-
And you guys would know that none of your magic is working right now. Anything that is magical is gone.
Does that include items?
Everything.
Like the staff and everything?
Yes.
Just so there's no tricks.
I apologize for the inconvenience, sir.
No matter. So I was approached by Eric Wardley, and I've been given information.
You must know that
My favorite activity is killing casters,
Yes, sir.
but I'm also intellectually curious. You know, I was behind the Great Execution.
Yes, sir.
Make a history check, Crystal.
Is this about the grid necromancer?
No.
Dang it. Okay.
And this,
10. Do I know of it? Have I heard that before?
yeah, you've heard of it. It was before you were born. And as you look at this elven man, he actually does show some age to him.
As an elf, so I know.
As an elf. That's
damn.
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was before my time, so.
Yes. Well, when I came into power, I ordered every slave to be killed, fresh slate, regardless of their transgressions. They all died. So, killed many of them myself. But like I said, I'm intellectually curious. I am interested in what my victims think. And I am scared of my own ignorance, so even though I will kill your kind in the future, I would like to learn about them more. So, I'm not ready for negotiations yet. First we chat, and we have dinner.
Yes, sir. May I have a selfish word?
He does nod and approve that selfish word, and as he does so, he nods towards the man beside you that is bald in plate armor, and he does leave momentarily. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, so it's like just out of your shot?
Yeah, he is walking away right currently.
Okay. I am, I don't know if you've been briefed on my situation, sir, but I'm a man of Rhine Seal. I've served it all my life.
Where?
I also am a man of my word. And I had promised a certain individual from Rock Bottom, the leader of a mercenary company. You can correct me, please. Is Rockfell?
Sorry,
Is his last name? The mercenary group that helped us get here.
Oh,
That had the cursed armor.
Rock
Or
Bottom,
whatever.
Yes.
The suspicious armor that I think is cursed, but yeah.
Right, Rock Bottom.
Is his last name. They're from Rock Bottom, right?
He was from Rock Bottom. Yeah, the mercenary guild was Rock Bottom. Yeah, you're talking about.
Does anybody have Lily in their notes? Like Rockfell? Is that
The
their
last name was Rockfell. Let
Yeah.
me see.
And the mercenary group was.
Rock Bottom was a mercenary group.
Okay.
Are you trying to find the name of
I think that's
Clint?
enough.
Clint Rockfell.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
He had a contract for you, Lord. He, in exchange for getting us to where we are in front of you. Clint Rockville of the Rock Bottom Company.
Solicited me before.
Yeah. He doesn't know which lord, as far as I know. He had his guesses, but we just told him we were meeting someone important. Nor does he know we were casters, so he does not know of your affiliation, of this meeting, and its specifics. Just that we were meeting important people. With that out of the way, do you have any questions for us, sir?
Many.
And as he says that, the man in plain armor that is bald comes back, carrying food.
It is not poisoned. If I wanted to kill you, I would do it the fun way.
Can I do this slyly? Like, is this allowed? Can I, like, as I look at the food and I start to, you know, like, get myself ready for dinner, can I use Divine Sense?
Is it magic?
Shit, you're right. As an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your turn, you can sense anything affected by the Hollow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead that is not behind total cover. That is the description.
It does not say magical. You may do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sensing...
Yeah, 60 feet.
Okay. 60 feet.
No total cover. Celestial fiend or undead. Specifically.
Is that how you figured out Little Red?
Just look at Silverfong.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he takes his food, brings it towards him. Food looks quite nice. Celery, many cherry tomatoes. He seems to like those. A salad, a nice fresh chunk of meat, well seasoned. Dig in, please.
before we start, I suppose you would like to know. You are curious about their kind. I'm of Ryseal. No magic here, but this one, and I point to Constance and I point to Gloria, and this one. They are. And that one. And I point at Zeke. He's not from here at all. If you would like to ask them any questions.
I will.
And now you start eating.
Okay. Do the rest of you eat?
Yeah, I've already been eating.
Okay.
Just like
Small
right away.
bits.
Like,
My appetite is
Okay.
actually, I don't know if we're rolling for morning sickness anymore, but
True, yeah, your appetite would be affected. Zeke, you're eating too, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I asked this question to all before I killed them. Not that I will kill you, but I will ask you nonetheless. Casting spells has already threatened this world once. We came this close. If you know your history, you will know the risks. Now, one apple may not be poisonous, but if you have 10,000, it only takes one. Why? Do you condone apples in your kingdom? Why would I not kill all of you? I would like one of the casters to answer, please. He looks towards Constance and Gloria.
are you asking, say, hypothetically, in my own kingdom, why I would allow an apple more?
If you are, yes, you are all powerful. You know that it only takes one
For
poisonous
my-
apple.
I understand that. But to that degree, an orange can also do that as well. One bad orange, one bad cow. From where I'm from, the apples are everywhere.
Right.
And there's a lot of bad oranges, a lot of bad cows.
I hear you. That's a good answer.
And maybe you would not be the type. But for me, I will kill the cow and the apple. I will kill them all. If it takes one, I will kill them all.
Does that extend past your own domain?
Yes. As
Like
long as the
Lord of that
poison,
time wage.
if the poison can reach what I love, then I will kill it. So. And the apple, as he looks at you two, is the worst of all. Its poison runs the deepest. So.
The seeds of an apple can plant a bad tree, right? And if those seeds are picked up by a bird, even extends farther.
Gloria and Griswold, I want you both to make performance checks, please.
Oh.
Oh, forming God, rolled a natural 1, 4.
11.
Okay.
We're gonna die.
Look, it's based on what we say too.
And you. Don't let him answer for you.
He looks at you, Constance.
Well, apples also give life, and it only takes one really, really good apple to influence people in a positive way, save lives.
And how do you stop the poison apple? It only takes one destruction to ruin all your life-giving qualities. You can improve the world, but if it has a time limit, what is the point?
I just don't know if I believe that.
An answer I have also heard. All right. Your answers are interesting, thank you both. You, avian creature, stop looking at your lap. Are you scared?
I just don't have anything to say.
Tell me about yourself. You're not a caster. He looks to Griswold. Why are you?
Oh, I'm a monk. They seem to be in danger when I found them. Then they told me of the situation that we have going on, and I figured it's best to defend our world.
All right. And why don't you defend it from her? Hmm?
Where I'm
He eats
from.
a cherry tomato.
Where I'm from.
Hayden, go like mute yourself and blast your mic for a second, and then unmute.
Is that any better?
Yeah, it's better.
Where I'm from, we don't see the mages as casters as evil.
Okay. Well, let me tell you a story. It was a long time ago. 2,000 years before I was alive. And there was a caster. He reached the pinnacle of his study, a wizard. And one day, what he loved was taken from him. He was enraged. And for him, there was no reason to live anymore. And he was spiteful. So, if you follow the logic, why not exact that spite with all the power that he had harnessed? And he did. He killed everyone, and his plan was to create a world different from our own. He wanted to remove struggle and hierarchy. He wanted to have a world void of competition and judgment. Sounds nice, right? But But in the process, he killed everyone. He wanted to start from a blank slate. Work from the ground up with a first brick. He was betrayed in the end by his closest follower, but the damage was done. He killed most people. And then we are left with the ashes. That is what Rhine the Seal is built upon, if you didn't know, Griswold. An old city from before that time. And we have harvested their knowledge. They were a great, powerful civilization. They progressed far. But Constance, just like what you said, they used their magic. They brought happiness to the world. From what we gathered, it sounded great. But it only took one. Zeke. Knowing this, why do you follow them?
Because it only takes one good one to stop the bad ones. Just as it only takes one bad one to ruin it all.
Okay. I hear that. Your good ones better be quick. Then. Right. Alright. Then you, soldier.
Yes, sir.
You were in our guard once. Do you still hold those morals? Or have you changed?
I hold them, sir.
Then your motivations. You're shoulder to shoulder with them? Sir Rodent?
If I was to choose, sir, I would say that my values are more aligned with yours.
Then why do you promote their pestilence?
Like you said, sir. Even if there are some apples that can help nourish and sustain, if there's any chance of those apples harming the things that I love, I do everything in my power to get rid of every single threat. Protect what I love. And I still think I hold true in those values.
Even currently, while you are helping them?
Would you like to hear my reason, sir?
I would.
It might bleed into negotiation, sir. Is that acceptable?
It is.
I've recently had things I loved taken away from me. So I understand. Yes.
Easy to guess that.
And if I'm being completely honest with you, sir, it has crossed my mind multiple times to get rid of each and every one of them, or at least as many as I can.
Deception or persuasion, your choice, and you can roll to me privately.
Okay.
And of course,
plus,
use the, are they the same number?
they should be.
Okay, if they're the same number, just type me what one it is, and of course use the more accurate one.
I'll do the GM roll.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll do it. I'll roll it privately. I'll screenshot it for you. I'm actually sweating. Yeah, I think this is +0.
Okay. Okay. And type to me what one it was.
You know.
Okay. Okay. Well.
And the reason, sir,
Yes.
is that I still have things I'd like to protect. People that live here. And I've been convinced that these apples are not currently worth our attention. And they're ones that deserve it more.
But then when the apples that deserve it more are dealt with, will you turn on these? Your struggle.
If I'm...
It writes me a book. I can read it. It's okay. Before we progress further into negotiations of the matter Eric Wardley has brought for me, I must ask an obvious question. There is an entire zombie army on my door front. Please explain. Oh, your silence is also a book. Thank you.
It's,
Yes.
do you know who is with?
I do.
So you know that they were under Lost Wall.
I know more than you know. Yes.
Your knowledge would be very helpful.
You first.
Guys, I don't have my notes.
Do you want?
No.
You can ask questions before you say stuff if you like.
Yeah, like stuff
Well-
that Constance would remember.
Well, I can tell you that Keelan is searching for us. He's under the misunderstanding that we did not honor a deal made with him in a moment of life or death.
His character remains true.
But I'm not sure how he's coming this way. But it is frightening.
So you'll bring this army to my doorstep.
We had many things we're juggling. And it was of utmost importance to speak with you. We did our best to lose them or slow them down. We obviously do not wish to bring this army to your doorstep.
Okay. Well, you have made an interesting ally. One I am very well acquainted with, in a sense, at least. Do you know who chases you?
Other than Keelan?
Do you know who he is?
I know my notes tell me he's like of the that order. I don't.
Furlish.
I have I know he's one of the Furlish.
Yeah. Well, Keelan is Lord. Keelan Esprit. He is part of history in a major way.
No way. Is he?
He was corrupted not by magic, but by words. And at one point, he served in the same position that I am sitting in now.
Oh, fuck.
Oh!
We could not have dealt with him. Is that why he was allowed to stay underneath the Lost Wall?
There is history. He is also powerful. So it would take a great effort to rid him from there. But yes, we knew about him. You are correct.
Yeah, it just seems like, one of those bad apples are literally growing underneath one of your major
Very
cities.
bad apple.
Yes. I don't know if you know the power of the Lords, but it takes resources. One that we planned on using, but currently had more important plans involving your leader, Eric Wardley.
Mm.
So, do you expect me to deal with this? Brought this to my doorstep. You asked for negotiations and also protection. Is that what I am to understand?
Not necessarily, no.
Do you have a plan for his army?
Not currently. But that is the next ball we come to juggle.
His past. What broke him was a girl. 31. She lied to him. He was never the same after that. He could not trust anyone. He changed, and it seems like you've done it to him again in a way.
It does make sense. I believe he referred to this woman while I was there, and then I did make a promise to him.
You have tapped into the very psychosis that drove him to magic.
But I did not lie.
Neither did she. But she paid for it nonetheless. So did his kid. Anyways.
If I may, sir.
You may.
We are not informed, as you may have acquired in your musings. We are fairly low on the totem pole. I'm not part of this OST. I'm merely here to ameliorate your mood, so to speak. So we are not privy to Eric Wardley and his ambitions. But I have been informed that he is willing to send some of his stronger teams to deal with Keelan. With or without your help.
And where is he?
Who, sir?
Keelan.
We do not know, sir.
Did we see him in the cave when we were leaving?
Only a familiar.
No.
We didn't
You
see him
know
physically.
you know that Sable Shurkav spoke to you through a spell and said, I am looking eye to eye with Keelan.
Right. Okay. We don't know where that was.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing what we know now, though, was that under 100 feet?
Depends.
That,
you don't
that
know.
cave? Was it under 100 feet?
Of like wherever that familiar was.
Well,
that he was seeing through, right?
if he was... But it doesn't matter because Sable said, I see him. He's right there.
So he sent you a message with a spell called Magic Mouth. I
Oh,
believe it's called.
okay, right.
Yeah, and that's how he relayed that information to you. Or listen to... Oh, the familiar carried a pendant that did the spell. Yeah. Well, that is an added piece on the board we are playing.
A question that might help. I might be doing this wrong, but he wanted us to Constance find, was it the Argon? Would you know
As far as I am aware, the Argon is part of the Furlish.
Yes, and wants to find it, and for some reason, even though we haven't, Keelan's now sending for us. Would you know anything about this Argon, or where it is? Who, where?
You have an
How,
idea
why?
of where they are, yes. They are in a crypt that is well guarded. There will be surprises there. Is that of what he asked you, Constance? To go to the Argon?
That's what my notes say.
It's a pretty good note.
I don't remember what my notes said. I thought I was supposed to do something. I thought I was supposed to research a way to make it so that he could leave Lost World.
That's right. Yeah, he required. He was bound to a post, and the only one that could relieve him was the Argon.
Right? Yeah. Oh, there it mentions relieving from his post.
He has already betrayed his order by leaving without permission. I don't know if he is bound by that law anymore. You will have to
Seems
ask
a little weird that he was just that impatient for at such an old age.
He has a trigger when it comes to
For a woman?
betraying him.
It's just, I
He's
didn't.
broken in that way. His mind is weak. Well,
His bald underling comes towards him and quickly whispers something in his ear.
well, interesting. Is there anything else? Give me the details of the mission regarding the wizard. What is he doing? Why do you need me?
Yes, sir. Eric Wardley and his agents have information they know about this caster. Do you know the details of what this caster is doing, sir?
I know he is powerful, and Eric has assured me that what he is doing makes him more than an enemy for both of our kinds.
All right, sir. I shall inform you. Eric knows this person. His name is, I believe... I look at the others. Wesley?
Winfrey.
Winfrey. He is a caster who has acquired the means to open a gateway to another plane. One that is able to be opened multiple times. And the direction this gateway is opening towards is the Nine Hills. They seem to be letting through large amounts of devils into our plane every day. And as for the reason he needs your help, is that maybe even greater than Keelan, but I'm sure you know, sir. This man has the ambition to ruin us all. This is the bad apple, sir. He's not only more powerful than anyone on Eric's side, but he's also guarded by a pit fiend. Again, I've been informed that OST is... Many OSTs, many of Eric Wardley's top agents are willing and ready to combat this, but they are not confident that they will be able to stop this threat to our plane, unless someone such as yourself is to assist.
the rat comes and complains about the disease.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Well, Eric is right. This enemy is an enemy of both of us.
I hope you understand my reasonings now, sir. We've seen it ourselves. Close to Ranaseal's borders.
Go ahead and make a performance check, please.
Do I get... Is it a good DC? I hope it's a good DC. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. 14's not that bad.
Okay. You see multiple of the beholder's eye stalks suddenly whip behind him. You're all pointed in the same direction. Visitor.
What did he say?
Visitor.
Ah.
From where the eye stalks are looking, the opposite direction in which OST 7 is, comes a raven. Flies on the table, and it lands itself in front of Xavier.
You see the confused face.
Why do you approach me now? What? You know of what I hate.
Gloria, he looks at you.
Just a smile. I got something in my teeth.
I am not happy about this.
We're not always dealt a full half grip of cards.
I am in charge. Nobody is above me except one. And sometimes she disagrees with my assessment of the world. She focuses on the balance of life and death, and often we come into agreement when it comes to casters. For all the reasons I have spoke about before. But in this instance, she challenges me.
He looks towards the raven.
I generally would agree with our mistress of balance in the world.
Well, I will submit to you this time. This time.
He looks to the raven.
Gloria. You are requested. So, we will all eat here and wait for him to return.
Him, sir.
Apparently, she would like him.
Alright.
He puts
Do I
his
get up?
hands... Yeah, okay, you can get up.
Alright, I can go.
Zeke, you will perceive this. He puts his hands on the arms of his chair, and the first ounce of anger is perceived by you as he grips the edge of the chair arm. You see veins popping out.
I would like more wine, please.
Looks towards his servant. Hop, hop, hop. The crow hops towards you. You are standing up at this point. Hops off the table and at your foot.
I put my hand out to it, I guess. I don't know if it's...
And it hops on your hand.
Yeah, just put it in front of me.
And all of you witness as a similar black mist that seems almost too solid to be floating, but it does starts to envelop Gloria. You've seen this before as your medallions got taken from you. I would like to take you to the secret room. I need you all to take off your mics. Pretty please.
I'll have my phone.
Okay. Okay. Gloria, you've seen this place before. A castle made of black ice surrounded by a frozen forest. In front of you, a woman with jet black hair. You can see her, but for some reason you can't focus on her facial details. As you try to kind of recognize the face you've seen before, you're looking at each individual part, her eye, her mouth, her nose, but as you try to get a zoomed out picture in your mind, it vanishes.
Is that how it was always?
No.
Or just this time? Okay.
Just this time.
Child of mortality. Listen closely to the voice that echoes in your mind.
And as you listen to her, her mouth does not move, but you do hear a voice in your head.
For I am the Ravenqueen, mistress of fate, winter, and death. I come to you with a request of great importance. Your father's soul is lost in the maelstrom of the beyond. And I require your aid in retrieving it. Your father was a servant to me, a powerful one. And unlike the servant you've been speaking with, he is more measured, more predictable. Know this, Gloria, the path before you is one of peril and darkness, and the burden that you must bear is heavy. Should you accept this task and succeed, your father's soul will be returned to the mortal realm to dwell once more among the living. But to achieve this, I require that his soul shares a single vessel with you, bound together by an unbreakable bond of fate. Do not be afraid. I offer this as a request and not a command. I trust that you will have the wisdom to decide for yourself whether the undertaking is worth taking for yourself. You must prove yourself as a worthy leader, one who is willing to fight in a great battle in another realm. Should you and your allies emerge victorious, I will return your father's soul to you, and you will carry within you the light of two souls, blending into one. But should you fail, your father's soul will forever be lost to the void, and your own soul may become tainted by the darkness of the material plane. So I ask you, Gloria, will you take up this task and risk everything for the sake of your father's soul? Know the path before you is treacherous and uncertain. I see in you a servant that can do good in the plane, that can maintain the order of life and death. And by rescuing your father's strengths, you can become my sword, my arm. But this test will prove if that is true. What is your choice?
You've been, you know my life, you've been watching me over a lot. All my life, I've never really had a direction, really. So, you know the one thing I'm mostly afraid of, what I constantly run from. So I think I will accept this request of yours. Just have at least one direction in life.
Good luck. After your dealings with Xavier, you and your friends will be taken. Your souls are not at risk there. But they will be when you return if you fail. He is not to harm you or your friends. I will assure that. Ascend to who you could be, Gloria. Rescue what is valuable and discard what is not. You appear. Everybody can come back. Waving. You appear back. Looking at the table with all your friends. Your seat is empty.
Oh, I searched.
Oh.
Hi. You're dead.
There's some-
I gave up your soul.
Oh, okay.
All of
That
us?
makes the rest of the night easy.
I know, only Zeke, but Zenri's
Oh.
back.
Great.
Oh boy! Oh boy! But he's in Zeke's body.
Well, this is just awful.
Yup.
Okay.
Oh god.
You all, once again, and as you were waiting, if you did try to make small talk with Xavier, he rudely disregarded what you were saying.
I imagine that he doesn't look very amenable at the moment.
He doesn't look happy at all. He has
Yeah.
just been
Leave that the fuck alone.
right. You see again this thick black fog appear, then disappear. Your friend Gloria
What's this stuff?
is once again standing there.
I go to
What's going on?
Sibler during it, and I go like, you know, Rain and Neothak,
Yeah.
tell them to be ready with the body.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell them to watch you, and if there's
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stand up.
Okay.
He doesn't fly. He just kind of
Yeah. He's like,
shimmies his
fuck.
butt.
It's just like,
And Gloria, as you reappear, Xavier is eyeing you with daggers.
I'll take the chair and I'll sit back down.
Well, at least this is not boring. Okay. Gloria, we will not speak of this for now. I would love to help you kill Winfrey, as even without your prompting, I would not like this plane to be overrun by devils. But a pit fiend
is beyond even I. So we need a solution.
Now, is this where Keelan and the zombie horde could work to our benefit?
No. I was like, I do that. I was like, oh, like I do that.
From what I know of devils, they are not stupid. They simply see a zombie horde. That does not mean they will attack. And in actuality, the souls that are there are not worth the devil's time, as they are spoken for. The devil seeks souls that are influenceable, much like yours and mine. So,
Yes, I was about to speak of devils already trying to infest our Rhinoceal and Glossop. We found 2 of them. We managed to kill one. They were already making their way into our borders, sir.
The hour is later than I thought.
If you need proof, sir, we have the body, if you would like to see it. I stand up, and I just wave, like, into the darkness.
Okay.
Into
the jungle.
In a 180, just like, I don't know where the fuck they are, so.
Okay. And you wait about 10 seconds. You hear a very non-graceful shuffle through the jungle behind. And here comes a bloody Neothak with a very dead woman on his shoulder. Yes, and she is in the form that you saw once she transformed. She has wings and a red tail with a point at the end. This red, scantily clothing and many stab wounds.
I was informed that they were trailing us in something called the ethereal plane. One of the OSTs had access to it and took her down.
Is everybody doing good here?
Yes, Neothak, thank you. You can leave.
Okay. Nobody, you guys okay?
Good job, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
If we're talking about don't say something stupid.
Yeah.
I see. Well, men are weakest when it comes to beauty. Their tactics are simple, but they are very effective. The Pit Fiend, what will we do about the Pit Fiend?
We, sir, in all due respect, are not privy to the entirety of Eric Wardsley forces. That's something you would have to probably talk with him directly with.
Do you have no solution for the Pit Fiend?
I just look around and I'm just like, I'm remembering nothing specific, right? We didn't get anything. Just lots of OSTs.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Nothing specific, sir. Just that many of his OSTs are ready to go and combat the threat. You are correct, sir. I think the apples can poison everyone, but they can also be used. I've met some of the OSTs. They have powers that I'm not sure if you're aware of, but I know that they are formidable. But these apples require pruning. A gardener, sir. In my personal opinion, I believe you to be that gardener.
Persuasion.
Thank God.
Performance.
Persuasion. Please. Give me luck. 16 is better. It's better than it's the best we got so far. Pruning. Before the poison ones reach anybody.
You all disgust me. I would love nothing more than to rid you from this life.
Yes, sir.
You are all better dead to me. Your corpses would give me pleasure. But I must be practical. I will receive my pleasure later. But I cannot help you unless we can stop the pit fiend. I am strong. A pit fiend requires a god.
Permission to speak, sir.
Yes.
Is this not something that the other lords could pitch in to defeat together?
We might. There are independent minds. If you would like to attempt to dabble with all four of us, you may. But I don't think you want to risk your lives that many times. I am one who is disgusted by you, and I would love to see your corpse rot into the soil and feed the trees. But I am also a practical man. That is not to be said for all of them. Now, speaking of gods, I have been told something by my partner here. I have been told that there is somebody watching us.
Paladin 2! I knew it!
And you have hid this from me so far.
Just look around. To be frank, we hardly ever know when it's ever around. It just appears out of nowhere.
Oh, he knew. As he looks towards Griswold.
Fuck's sake, Griswold.
I do not know what I am at liberty to discuss or not, sir. I apologize.
Men of your power are fairly rare, Griswold, and we have an accounting of you. And specifically, my friend here is very acquainted with that accounting. Well, he did not remember your face. With details, he figured it out.
Then you know, sir, that I spoke true when I say the reason I am here is that I believe this is the path to protecting what I love. Protecting Ronisiel as well.
What a play we have here. Good food. Gods watching us, multiple.
Griswold, what does he mean, God's watching us?
The other one approach. Yes, what do you mean?
I look for her.
Yes, and you already know the location.
Are you talking about Little Red?
And I look, and then I just there. And you can follow my eyeline.
Thank you. If this god is here for you. Please ask it to approach.
Like a constant. Just like,
128.
no? Okay.
128.
Little Red.
And at that, you hear a sound. And as you look, you are surprised. You are not looking down, but you hear something from in a tree. And as you look at the sound, the owl that was Griswold's flies and perches beside Constance.
Now, if it makes you feel any better, sir, to keep morale, I kept the secret from my compatriots as well, as you could probably notice. They were troubled at the presence of a god watching them, I thought. Them
Don't be shy. He ignores you for a moment and he looks
at it.
towards the owl.
Yeah.
And behind you, you see the red glowing orb. And as it does, Constance beside you, a figure you've seen maybe once before. A female with pale skin, glowing blue eyes, white hair. She holds a golden scepter.
Oh.
She is thin and small and wears loose cloth covering herself.
That I was not aware of, so.
It came to you, girl.
You just hear heavy breathing behind you, Constance.
I just turn around and very, very quietly I say sorry. Kind of look away sheepishly.
Your fault, Constance.
It feels like my fault. It all feels like my fault.
Constance, I must speak to you.
Okay.
You don't have to leave. Just a moment. Please.
As she looks towards first Xavier and then the beholder.
Telepathy.
There is some I am not allowed to kill, but that is not you.
He looks towards what seems to be an angel.
Nothing stupid.
The eye pulses. You guys feel the pressure in the air change ever so slightly. Whatever magic abilities you have are, for now, regained.
The fuck?
Garball.
Okay. For a moment, I'm going to take you to the secret room in a second. There is just silence. And it seems like as Constance and this angel creature look at each other, they are communicating. You guys may choose to say something or not as this happens.
Still in shock. Can I talk to... I guess I can talk to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does he look now? A little bit more...
He has lightened up since the occurrence with the Ravenqueen.
Awesome. Okay. So she was, she's a strange one. I am, I don't know what the fuck is going on either. I'm sure you do. But she does have some ideas. If you would like me to elaborate on those for you, sir, on her behalf.
I think that whatever is happening on this plane has gathered eyes from elsewhere. And
Strange
well,
times indeed. So,
I'm excited. There is lots of death to come, and I will be a tool for much of it. And I will kill you all eventually.
yes, sir.
All of you. Including you, Griswold.
Yes.
And
Yes,
you,
sir.
Zeke. You will all die. And it will not be by poison. It will by my hand. I will grab your throats and I will rip. And I will love it. And I was thinking about doing it today. You are all very lucky. Looks towards Gloria. So, we need a way to deal with the pit fiend, and we will have our little deal. Once the deal is over, I see you afterwards. I will exact sweet vengeance on you.
Is he looking
Okay.
specifically?
No, he glanced across all you as he
Okay.
said that.
If that is to come to pass, sir, that is how it's meant to be. As long as I can protect what I need to.
Or you mean the thing that they took from you?
Yes, sir.
There is redemption for you still. You took what you loved. They are poisonous apples, tainting the star.
Yes, sir.
Exact your vengeance as I will mine, and maybe you will be redeemed.
Food for thought, sir. Make a great argument.
You are hiding behind a wall of fear and deception, but think really, when I am not here, you think about what you lost, you think about what from you, and think about what I said. It only takes one. You protect what you love now, but you foster pestilence.
Lord Holland, I think about it every waking minute of my life. Just look him dead in the eye.
Your choice, deception or persuasion in private.
As an outside party, it's definitely deception. He's lying.
Oh,
This is when you never stop blinking. Wait until you have to be the one to win.
if I
First one
get...
looks away loses.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go secret room now. Again, I'll wave and message. So, mic's off, headset off. Okay, Hayden, you muted? Okay, good. Okay. Constance.
He
You
was
hear
in
a voice.
trouble.
Yeah. She's sneaky. You hear a voice echo in your head. Constance. You once chose to spare me as a sacrifice. I remember this. And she does not speak, but her head does move as if she's talking to you, and her hands do move as if she's talking to you. I am talking to Ilmata. There is only one choice. Do you know the tenets in which Ilmata serves? Primarily, it is sacrifice. Sometimes
you have to give up before you can gain happiness. Sometimes you have to burn off the dead. Or else the forest will catch a blaze, and the destruction will be catastrophic. You are valuable, and what is in you is more valuable, especially to Ilmater. But he is right. She looks towards Xavier. What is happening has caught the eye of many outside the material plane. We are worried. And we must help. Constance, they want you, the devil. Not much would remove the pit fiend from its post. But if they know that you carry the baby, they know of your location, they would send everything they have. You are the bait to the great evil. The innocent mother with the innocent child. They want you.
But even if we could draw them, what? We just draw them away?
We draw them towards you, along with the army, and hopefully Ilmater and myself can save you and your friends. The pit fiend will be drawn away. Occult and Xavier can kill Winfrey. All can be right. Devils will still be on this plane, but we can hunt them down. Once we stop the flow of the water, we just have to remove the remainder. There is no other bait worth as much as you. Nothing that we can be certain they will send everything for. For reasons I cannot tell you. They want you. They need you.
Where would we draw them to?
We bring them to somewhere fortified, where you can try to escape. Somewhere shrouded by darkness, or maybe at the center of some weird labyrinth. Somewhere smart. I haven't thought of that yet, but one thing I know is you are the only thing that they would risk everything for. Ilmater is a god of sacrifice, Constance. But not just that, it's willing sacrifice. The choice is yours. I will die fighting for you when it comes. Hold it off as long as I can. Not only for you and Ilmater, but because you spared me.
Well, I'll do it. I would do it if I'm the only thing. I'll do it. I have many wrongs to right for. I just don't want. I guess if it's a willing sacrifice, I don't want my friends to come. But I guess they can choose to. I don't know where to go. I don't. Do you know what I also realized? I have the Argon.
What?
When the Lord was talking about the Argon, and that I have that. I got that when we were with Sable. It fell out of one of the bookshelves, and I thought I'm just over my head until.
Just a clarification. That was not the Argon is a person.
Oh,
There was a magical book there that was being guarded, but you guys decided not to take that book.
so okay.
The book has details the Argon. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have it.
No,
the Argon is not a thing.
Is a hypothetical person in a hypothetical place.
Okay, so I have a book about the Argon.
That's right.
I was freaking out for a second.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so I don't actually have the key to anything.
No, other than in your stomach.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have that key. But I don't have the key to Keelan like I thought I'd. Okay. Phew, I was panicking there a little bit. Okay. Never mind. Erase those last 10 seconds. Yeah, so I tell this guy that? Do I just tell him I'm the bait? Do I have to explain all this to him?
I would. Tails. I will back you up. You can say I am Ilmata's aide. And that you can't say why, but you are valuable to them.
Okay.
You believe me? Ilmata is a god of justice and good and truthfulness.
I believe you.
She puts a hand on your shoulder. Your friends must come. You are worth more than anything. Their lives are. But it's sad. Yours is the entire beachfront.
Okay.
Takes her hand off your shoulder. And we'll.
How do you spell that god's name?
Ilmater? ILLM? Something like that?
Ilmater?
Yeah, Ilmater.
Okay. Not Ilmatha.
Nope. Ilmater. Here, do you want a link?
Ilmater. Oh man, I was freaking out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Wave, come back in. You back? You two are back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just waiting on Sir Epic. Epic, if you, no, he's mute. Can't. Of course, he doesn't have his mic on.
Oh.
Okay. And resume. You guys have just finished having that conversation with Xavier.
I'll keep it in mind, sir.
So I know how we can remove the pit fiend as being an obstacle to defeating Winfrey.
Well, that is the main thing standing in our way. So, elaborate.
I have had dealings with devils. I have been tempted.
Surprise.
I have been made many propositions by devils, all of which I have turned down. But I'm very valuable to them. And I know that if I'm used, if I am, so to speak, used as bait, the pit fiend would leave Winfrey to try to find me.
What makes you so valuable that the god would leave its post?
I truly do not know. I just know that this woman has told me so, that the devils have told me so, and that it's really not me necessarily, but it is something that I carry. And no one will tell me why or how, but that it is something important.
Then your life is forfeit. Why do I believe that a rat would forfeit its life? You are here to breed and to eat. You are primal. All you want is power. That is why you dabble in spells.
I did not ask to be born.
Your base
This way.
needs drive you. You have no strength to resist power. Yet you tell me you are to make the ultimate sacrifice.
If I wanted power, I would have taken a deal a long time ago. I do not seek power. I seek to have a normal life.
Persuasion, please.
Which is happening.
Oh, I'm gonna lucky that.
Must be nice.
Yeah,
Ah.
that ain't happening.
Oh.
I can't see any rolls yet.
Yeah, I have to hop back.
Oh, natty one!
Uh-huh. Anyways, I'll take the 16.
16's better.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's not as bad as a nat 1.
Oh, it's pretty. It's okay. You know, it's slightly above average. Slightly. 1 point slightly more above average.
By the gods, I would love to kill you all. I'm imagining it. Gloria,
You cut out.
Gloria would be first.
we will accept the deal. We do not need your groups to kill him. We refuse them. But we will not march until the pit fiend moves. You are willing to make sacrifices.
Yes, sir.
I want one more thing. If you are truly to make the ultimate sacrifice, You have surprised me, Constance. I want Eric Wardley. I would like to kill him myself. I'm going to choke him until he is dead. My beholder will look at him so he is immobilized, and I will watch the life fade from his eyes. If he has children, I want them. If he has a wife, I would like her. And then I will come for you. Oh, you first, Gloria. But we have a deal. I will take Eric afterwards. He will come with me. Eric and I will kill Winfrey. And then I will kill Eric. Do we have a deal?
I don't know.
I don't know if we're allowed to answer.
Eric
this
is
about-
very powerful. I don't know if we can.
We will relay these terms, Lord Holland.
I will wait here. You will relay them now.
Yes, sir. I stand. I wait for him to... And then I leave.
Okay.
And then I go to Rain, sorry.
And
I'll go
pretty
or
quickly,
you?
I jog. I just go. I don't know if you guys follow.
and yeah, you do walk away. And Xavier is just simply, I love cherry tomatoes.
I see that.
Does he eat them like the dude off of Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the
Yes.
Rings. No, he's not quite as crude, but
Just very
You
like,
adjust.
it's just...
yeah, they are satisfying, small. They are bred to eat, just like you are all bred to die.
No, this is your head.
Okay, and you
This is
walk.
without the Eric.
You see Neothak first towering. You see his great head.
Where's Rain?
Right here.
We have terms.
As... All right, come away. Behind the bush. Puts his hand up.
I go over and I say exactly, I tried as much as I can exactly what he said. If that's okay, if I can just...
Sure.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to be amenable to helping us with Keelan at all. But if the girl's being used, then, I mean, we have to deal with it at some point.
You guys had quite the play there. Really.
Did you hear any of that?
There was a lot of things going on. We couldn't hear much, but we could see. Some things to see there.
Yeah, I look at the angel thing.
Yes, and you just see, as you look back towards the Druidic structure and table, you just see bright white wings kind of glistening in the sunlight.
Eric's lives, our lives.
Well, he looks back into the tree, and as you look where his eyes go, there is a figure in black, much like what he's wearing.
Bald lady?
No,
Dang it.
this is a male.
It's a different
Well,
OSC.
we are asking him. You have to give me a moment. So,
I stand, I get up and I stand far away.
Okay.
From him.
can you, the angel, the black mist?
Did you know her?
Who?
You know who I'm talking about? Answer me.
He squints.
Answer me.
Oh. Listen,
I understand it. It was just business. I was.
Yes and
Oh,
no.
I did not know her. I know of her. We got our mission.
Who did? George?
He would have.
Eric?
I can't say for sure, but he likely would have. It was. It's not a grey decision for us. If all the pieces are in place, we don't debate it. We have to save what we can save. And we need to grow our numbers. That's all we had to do.
Well, we're here now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Do
If
we
we are
want-
enemies after this, I would understand. But right now, we have devils and... Oh, 1 second. The deal is accepted.
You're lucky that man is gonna take my head off. I just walk away.
And he does nod as you walk away, and you will just notice a very tense, kind of sweaty Neothak. Like,
Rain, I don't like when you guys do that fight stuff.
you just hear him kind of mumbling as you walk away. Yeah. Cool. Okay, you walk back.
Well, Xavier Holland. Eric
Yes.
Woodley accepts your proposition.
Good.
Is there anything else, sir?
No. I am fantasizing.
I've changed my mind on how I will kill him, actually. You will find out.
Can't wait, sir.
Very well. I hope you have all eaten well. Good luck. He looks towards Constance.
What fun we are having.
What fun.
He stands up. He grabs one of the eye stalks on top of his beholder.
We will send scouts when the pit fiend moves, so will we. Eric should be with me before then. And then I will come for you all. Good luck, Gloria. You too.
Be around.
Or not.
Turn around,
I feel like I'll see him.
walk away.
The bald man simply walks northish, northeastish. And while looking at you, the beholder kind of floats backwards. Its red eye pulses again. And you do hear this kind of crackling laugh from the beholder as it looks at you and flies away. Okay. You're left amongst yourselves. You do see Xavier Holland flying in the distance on top of his beholder.
Does our angel friend turn back into an animal?
She does, yes. And as you look, it is once again little red.
In a cat form?
Yes.
With the saddle?
No, there's not.
Dang it. Sorry,
Sibling.
sibling.
I don't think you're going to be able to ride Little Red anymore.
Yeah, what does he look like?
He's gonna be pissed. Little Red?
No, Sibler.
Oh, he is not here. He left. So
Oh,
not
he's still
here
with.
right now. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
What are you waiting for?
What?
Mission
Rain kinda
accomplished.
Pops out of the bush. Well, congratulations, guys. You're flying in. You guys, everything is good, or?
Well, things are, they're, well.
Successful.
Well, that does not sound like how I wanted it to sound. You were I'm gonna ask again, and then you guys are gonna stop doing whatever that was. So, is everything good, or?
Mission is a success. We have agreed to terms.
Okay.
Griswold
looks despondent.
Well, it's
You
always
are being
success.
funny, and
See-
Constance looks scared.
And
Zeke
none
is
of us.
staring daggers towards where Xavier Holland is still flying away.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, none of us are taking a vacation. I can tell you that right now.
Definitely not.
Whatever it takes for us to do. When he comes back to kill us,
Talk
I'm
about
going to rip
bad
that man.
apples.
I'm going to rip that man's heart out from his chest.
Yeah.
So he's an elf, right?
Yeah, he's an elf.
I'm just like, that's what does he hate like most of his fucking race? They're all magically inclined type of mostly people.
It sounds like
They are
Sounds crazy.
prejudiced towards races that have innate casting. They're prejudiced.
Yeah, I'm just.
it sounds like that, magic wasn't always frowned upon in his lifetime.
It's because he's a wood elf. It's different. They
Oh,
don't
you
get the
guys.
magic.
Oh.
Honestly don't care, but man, was it hard I had to bite my tongue on multiple
I wanted to
things.
say things sometimes, but I figured it's for the best that I didn't.
Exactly. Even when it got to the point where he knew he couldn't touch me, I still thought I should not talk.
We need to find a way to kill him, and wait, can we torture him, or is that not good?
No, I don't want to.
We don't do
I'm-
that.
I'm going to need some clarification on some things that happened, though, because honestly, I'm not from here, and I wasn't quite following everything.
That's not because you're not from here. That's
I'm
just-
not from here.
I know, but
Just
I'm
so-
not even from this plane.
Just so I don't.
I'm
trouble
really not from here.
ease, Rain interjects. We'll be in the bushes. We've been told to escort you back to a cult for much needed leisure. So
I'm
we'll
not.
Be there.
We're not getting leisure, Rain. Part of the
Oh.
deal does not involve leisure.
Oh. All right. Well. Sorry. We'll be in the bush.
Right.
Good job, guys.
What did you take? What did you take, Hulken?
To a cult.
Colt?
How?
How we normally move by a cloud.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Want to know if I shook him up? And now he's
You-
and now he has tells, because I shook him up. I'm just saying.
Oh, sorry. Is that 15 year roll?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Insight. I'm actually proficient. 22.
22. Okay. Sorry. What specific thing would you like? Is he?
I want to
lying?
know if he's is he not telling the truth about that specifically about Harken?
Okay. He seems like. So you'll remember things about him as you traveled with him. He seemed joyous and playful most of the time, but very sharp when he needed to be, and people respected him. It was a shift with you there, for sure, from what you experienced. He seemed In a way, he seemed to acknowledge your pain as he looked upon your face. He did not seem to be lying.
Even now.
Even now. You do notice a shift in his character, and he was affected by your emotion.
Good. Thank you.
I'll be there. And he leaves to the bush.
Zeke, we just have to decide what we're doing next. For like, just want to explain this, but do we go? Are we going back to a cult after this?
I mean, we need to regroup, right? So I think that's what we have to do first, right? Unless something that angel told you specifically that the meaning elsewise.
What did you get told?
I got told some fucking. Well, first, I've mentioned before previously that I'm supposed to save my father, right? Apparently, his soul is lost in maelstrom of some sort.
Sorry to interrupt, but is that someone's Raven?
I mean,
I'd be yours, Gloria.
is it looking at me at all, or?
It is looking at you, then looking away, hopping around, looking at you.
Okay, I put out my hand out. I'm like, alright, good for me. Come, and I just.
You hear a voice in your head. I'm just going to type this to you.
Played it, Wallace.
The talking to ravens is not normal, Zeke.
Oh, okay.
None of this is fucking normal.
I gotta mention this first. Alright. We, and I mean we, not just me, have to go save my father's soul. And I will somehow, if we do, it will combine with my soul somehow into one entity.
Where the fuck are we supposed to save your father's soul?
That raven right there is gonna get us out of here to do that right now.
Right now?
Apparently.
Why?
Apparently, though, if we fail, you three will be fine. Just say.
Where we go? Where?
Us three will be fine. What about you?
Oh, I'll be dead.
Oh,
Gloria.
fuck's sakes.
Gloria. Where does it want to take us?
And why? Why? What does that accomplish?
I'll be way more stronger, and we will be able to deal with this thing. This is just something that she requested me. It's apparently it's great importance.
How the fuck did I find myself playing with the gods?
See, now here's the funny bit. I need to go somewhere that's very dark or complicated, and I would imagine where someone would store a soul might be that.
Why?
Well, because we need to lure the pit fiend away.
You know, I'm glad I'm not important to the gods or the devils.
I hate to break it to you, but I was told that all of you need to come with
now
me.
I'm thinking, it's crossing. We'll join.
I don't get the chance to just step away from this then.
I'm
God,
sure you
decided
can,
I'm part
but
of it.
it was stressed to me that my friends need to be there.
Oh lord.
And you've already promised that you would keep me safe, Zeke.
The place
sure
we were
did.
going. Was there a name for that you know?
No, we don't know where to go. They just we didn't. I thought maybe
For me, it was like because my father's soul is in the maelstrom of like the beyond or something along that line.
is it like what's it like?
I have no idea. It's probably a different plane of existence at this point.
Do you think
Assume.
devils?
I
can
have a
travel there?
feeling this raven isn't going to let us have a choice anyway, so...
I am assuming not.
Well,
It is asking me
but-
if it's ready. If we are ready.
but if the but
For how long?
As long as it
What?
takes.
I look at Little Red.
This helps you get stronger, and possibly be strong enough to beat that fuck that we just had dealings with.
Little Red looks at you, brushes up against you, and purrs.
How do... I think this could work, but how do we communicate to the devils that they can come get me? How do we do that? How?
Well, we have some time to figure that out while we're off gallivanting or wherever the fuck his father's soul is.
Guaranteed. We live.
And I believe so. That's how I heard it.
Has any of this been a guarantee that we're going to live, Griswold?
It's true.
No. It means something when she says it. And where are we gonna get dropped off?
Again, I really don't know. I look at the crow, like, with the raven, I go, is there any more information I can know? I can tell them?
These gods are very mysterious.
Yeah, the gods, they play with people.
Oh my god.
Does one hop mean something?
Stop saying anything, so I have no idea.
Do we tell Rain?
Fine. I go over to tell
yeah.
them stuff.
Okay.
And I just tell them stuff and then I come.
Oh, wait, before you... sorry, exactly what did you tell me? You told me you're leaving and you're doing some crazy mission with some fucking raven and...
Basically.
To tell them about the bait plan.
After that, you should get some rest. You guys have been through a lot. You can walk right through fucking trees. Take a second. After that, come with us. You have people waiting for you.
I know.
They would like to see you. We'll wait here. Hopefully you reappear when you're done with whatever the fuck you're talking about. And then hopefully we'll walk through a tree and it will be the end of a nice storybook, right? Something like that. Or you can continue your mission. I would be worried about your mental health, to be honest. But if you are duty bound, I understand that. Regardless, we will wait. And hopefully you reappear, and then you'll be able to decide then. I'm not waiting like a week, though. I like maybe like 5 hours or something, maybe. Then I'm gone. So.
You owe us a day. One day.
Sorry, what was the first thing you said?
You owe us a day.
Oh.
You want us to have a vacation? One day.
Fine. I'll send my boys home. I'll stay with the badger.
Be careful of the zombies!
Fine.
Nod.
You got some books or something for me? Or something?
I have this book on having babies.
That's thank you, but no thanks. Alright, go do your crazy things.
All
Good luck.
ready to go?
Again.
Yeah. We've made it this far.
I am coming. Right?
I'm unsure if that will work. We'll see.
Okay, well,
If
like
not,
you're the snake raven guy. Can you just tell the thing and be like, hey, this guy is my. Can I come? He looks at the raven. It's not saying anything.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
not, just wait with Rain and them.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll need some entertainment.
Okay.
Alright.
Plant a bean.
No, don't plant a bean.
Oh. I want to.
I think
No,
it'd be
I
cool.
do too, but
I
we
got
want
my.
to be there though. We plant one.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
don't
that
want
would
to
be cool.
disappear and there's something really horrible going on because of a boon. We need to be there to see it, and then we can run away.
Sorry, so you're gonna do what with your father?
I'm gonna go find my father's soul and bring it back into this mortal realm.
Okay.
And it's somehow gonna combine with my soul, which is very strange.
See, so here's what's gonna happen. So, like, you started to look like a daddy, and now you're gonna be a dad. Sorry, I don't know if that's weird. But that's what's gonna happen.
I didn't even think.
Gloria's giving major Pedro Pascal vibes right now.
Yeah.
You're getting that double daddy treatment. Sorry.
All right,
Okay.
Oh, my-
you get set.
grab Thurl. Grab the fucking XP. Kids, come in with us, please.
Wait.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Me too.
Yeah, get on
He's
it.
just grabbing onto you, Gloria. He's like,
I'm hopefully coming.
I pick up the cat.
okay, and you're holding Little Red. It is just purring.
I look at the raven and go, alright, now send us all. They're my friends too. We're ready.
Okay. A
Oh,
black, thick fog enveloping your vision. When it's 10, I think we end there.
that was a lot.
A lot.
That was a lot.
Guys, we did it.
You did
Finally
it.
happened.
We forced Zeke into staying with us.
Yes.
Get wrecked.
With the
Obligation.
assist of Harlen, though.
Hey, ain't no rest for the wicked.
Mm.
I know they were like, you're gonna go back to a cult for a leisurely vacation. I was like, okay, sure, yeah, okay.
No, you're gonna sacrifice yourself to a pit fiend.
Yeah. Well, I might not sacrifice myself.
Yeah.
I just have to lure them.
I
Oh, wow.
literally have no plan for that, so you guys gotta brain it.
Oh. Good.
Good
We
luck.
just dangle you on a rope. Fly away.
Pretty much, yeah.
The immovable rod, I'll just like.
Well, I imagine if
Pretty sure-
get to you,
Pretty sure pit
fly.
fiends can fly.
Yeah, but it'll hit the movable rod, and they're just like,
Yeah.
they'll get winded.
Ah.
And then it'll just give up the chase. Just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
too
immovable
embarrassed to
rod
continue.
myself to a spot and be like, try to take me now?
I'm pretty sure we'll rip you in half taking you from there.
Oh.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it wants you intact.
Depends how pregnant I am.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
The pit
Yeah,
fiend
the rope
will
will break
delicately, with his massive hands, do a C-section.
Oh god. Okay, that's it then.
That's it.
Yay.
Oh god. Like 6 hours. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Tune in next time.
And see what the fuck happened. And my campaign, and then again this campaign.
We don't even get time to talk.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're on a mission now. It's like, oh,
Yeah, like
okay.
just go with this
Okay.
raven.
Goodbye.
Okay. Bye.
Oh.